the Crew Cup Lounge at Disney's Yacht Club, and we're going to see if it lives up to Derek's hype.
Yes, Derek has been raving about the Crew Cup Lounge and the fillet sliders, I think it is.
Yes.
Yeah. For like years.
Yeah.
And it's like blasphemy to him that we have never set foot in this place. But we were at the beach club tonight. We've got a 2-bedroom villa there, and so it's the end of the evening, and we are hungry.
I will say it's very pretty in here. It reminds me of Grand Californian, just the lights and the wood.
We've got Gray joining us. He's on the other side of the table right now. He's excited for some food, so we're going to bring you along. This might not be the longest food review that we ever do, but it's Crew Cup Lounge at the Yacht Club. Come along with us. Gray, everybody Gray. You've met him before. I think he's been on some other videos. Gray, who's our sponsors?
As always, our content is brought to you by the World of DVC. DVC Resale Market, where you can buy and sell contracts. DVC Rental Store, where you can rent points, try before you buy, or rent your points out for some cash. And Monera Financial, where you can finance that contract. That was a Jeff Haslam special.
Because this is a lounge, it is open 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And the menu is small, which is typical of lounges, but I will say it's a powerful little menu. Like, there's a lot of really good options. So Derek always raves about the prime rib sliders, but they're serving the same bread from Yachtsman over there that has the whole roasted garlic with it. They've got a charcuterie and cheese board, lobster bisque, a couple of salads, a wedge and a Caesar, shrimp cocktail. And then they also have house-made chips, and it says it has black garlic aioli. So that sounds really good. They said they could also do pretty much anything drink-wise except frozen drinks, since they don't have a blender. So pretty much a full bar over there, but they also have, you know, some wines and some specialty cocktails, as well as a pretty good beer selection.
We've had an epic back and forth over the past 10 minutes as to mainly how many orders of prime rib sliders we're actually going to have for the table. But wanted to give you a quick rundown on what we, I think, have decided on. First, we're going to get the Yachtsman signature bread, which is the artisanal sourdough served with, as Amy calls it, a whole head of garlic. This can also be, this is served over at the Yachtsman Steakhouse as well. So if you're familiar with kind of their bread service over there, you're going to be very familiar with what this looks like. We're going to get 2 sets of the prime rib sliders for the table. Gray's going to have one, Amy's going to have one, I'm going to try one. We are then, I think I'm going to get the smokehouse wedge salad, but I'm going to add, I did ask, you can add chicken or shrimp to either of their salads if you wanted a little bit of protein on one of those. I'm going to get chicken with the steakhouse wedge salad. And then we are going to get the house-made chips with black garlic aioli, because there is nothing that screams Paul Krieger more than homemade chips, and I'm extremely disappointed when I order homemade chips and they bring out a bag of Lay's. So I'm not expecting that tonight. You know, these are house made, and they sound like they're going to be great.
You don't serve black garlic aioli with Lay's, so I'm hopeful.
Let's hope not.
All right, I know that Paul went over the things that we ordered. We have ate them. They are gone. But a couple of things. The signature bread was great. You got 2 different types of bread. You got the sourdough and the onion pull-apart rolls. I only tried the onion pull-apart rolls, which I loved. Oh, that looks good. They just brought our chocolate cake over. The pull-apart rolls are served with a butter that has like a sea salt on it, but also roasted garlic. So it's like a half of a garlic bulb that's been roasted. And basically you scoop your knife in and you spread the garlic on the roll. So that's amazing if you don't care about garlic breath. Thought it was fantastic. The prime rib sliders, I know that Derek loved them and then he said they changed a little bit, but these were awesome. They had, I know, look how big this cake is. We're going to split this cake. It is very, very big. It's the size of my head. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got like 5, 6 layers. Anyways, the prime rib sliders, they had onion pepper relish, provolone cheese. On the side was a horseradish cream. I don't even like horseradish, and I thought the horseradish cream was very good. And they were on the onion roll, which made them even better. Lots of meat, very good. The house-made chips, the sliders, it doesn't say, but the sliders actually came with chips. But then we ordered some extras. They've got malt vinegar on them. If you don't like vinegar, this was not overwhelming. It was just enough to add flavor. The black garlic aioli was a great dip for those chips. It had a lot of flavor. And Paul's salad, it was all right. I don't like salads that you have to cut up. It's too much work. But he can talk a little bit about that. I just tried some of the lettuce with the dressing. But overall, what a great option. Just a relaxed option. You don't need a reservation. You just come in, you grab a seat or when one's open, and, we easily had our dinner here. So I definitely recommend it. But now we're going to try the chocolate cake, and Paul and Greg got some press pot coffee that they're going to try. So
Dinner has been finished, and I will say to Derek that it does live up to the hype. I think this is like, and also just the fact that we have like a booth, like this isn't like your typical lounge. So it's like we actually have a booth. It's very cozy. It reminds me of like an Applebee's or something like that, where it's just like, I feel like I'm in a restaurant almost. Amy thinks
not Applebee's.
it's not Applebee's. It's better than Applebee's. So I'm sorry, but Applebee's, I still love you. I had the wedge salad with grilled chicken. I would say if I had to do it again, I'd probably get the Caesar salad with grilled chicken. A wedge is a lot of work. It was a whole thing of lettuce, and it just a lot of cutting was involved, and I didn't eat half of it because just so much lettuce. So the chicken, though, was cooked to perfection. It was wonderful, very moist and juicy. So loved that. Tried one of the sliders. I could tear those up. I'm glad that I didn't order them because I would have just destroyed them. The highlight for me was definitely the house-made chips. They were salty. Some of them had that, I don't want this to sound bad, but it had like that little bit like crispy / little soggy, like you knew it just came out of the fryer a little while ago, and a little bit of warmth to it. And the aioli that was served with it, absolutely amazing. You could just fill this table with those chips and dip. I'd be very, very happy. We are ending the night with the signature chocolate cake that they have, as well as a pressed pot of coffee. And this is like decadent chocolate cake. It is very, very moist, very, very dense, I would say, more of a denser chocolate cake. So I'm glad that we are sharing one slice. I would definitely say you would want to share this, unless you're just coming here for like a late night dessert or something. But not one thing that we have had, I think, this evening that I would say is a miss. I probably could have passed on the bread. Like, I just didn't need it, like the bread with the garlic. Maybe if I was like next door, like...
if I knew the sliders were served on the same bread, then I would have just passed on that bread. Because I like the bread, but I didn't need it and then the sliders on it.
Yeah, and it's not like when you order the bread, like, I think it should just be a whole thing of like the Parker House roll type stuff. There were a couple just like regular rolls in there as well, which just like, that's an afterthought. That's not why you ordered the bread. You wanted kind of the thicker, pull apart onion bread is what you wanted, and that's what the basket should be full of, not like some other bread included in there as well. But definitely a place where if you don't have a reservation for dinner, or you're just looking for a quick snack or a bite to eat, I think this is a great go-to spot. We were very easily able to just walk in tonight around, like 7:30, and there were 2 tables available. We grabbed a booth and had a wonderful meal. So can't complain about it.
Hello. I had the prime rib sliders as well. I don't know if they touched on it, but it was kind of like a Philly cheesesteak. It had like the thinly sliced meat. It had provolone cheese, so it had like a Philly cheesesteak vibe. It was definitely like the bread was kind of the star of the show because it was the ratio was a lot of bread, but I really liked it. No complaints on those, and I agree with all the thoughts on the chips. They're very crispy. Yeah, if you really hate vinegar, I agreed with Amy. They're not that strong. It just kind of tasted a little bit salty. And this is the official call for Zaxby's to bring back the chips because they discontinued the chips, and I'll never go to Zaxby's again. But I will come here because they have them. So the chips are really good. And now I'm sipping on some coffee, eating some really dark chocolate cake, and probably going to go home and take a really nice sleep. So it's been a great dinner here at the Cruise Cup Lounge.
That does it for our dinner at Crew Cup. Also, It's weird seeing Stormalong Bay this dark at night. It is closed for refurbishment at the moment, but I think our biggest takeaway of the night is that we all enjoyed Crew Cup, and we will definitely be coming back for more. So that's going to do it for this little quick dining review here at the Yacht and Beach Club. Amy and Gray say hi from the background back there. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did like this content, please like and subscribe to our DVC Fan YouTube channel, and also follow along for some more behind the scenes footage over on our Patreon, patreon.com/DVCFan. We'll see you for the next one.